Hey, Rich Soares here with 303 Radio, and I'm here with AJ Johnson from Erie, Colorado. AJ, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It's always fun to be back on the Big Island.
Awesome. Hey, so we're here just chatting with some of our Colorado athletes and just getting to know their story and how they got here today. First, just really briefly, what's your background and tie to Colorado?
Well, let's see. I moved out to Colorado in 1999. I had an internship to write for Inside Triathlon, which is unfortunately no longer around, but yeah, came out to Colorado in 99, was in Boulder for 4 years, Highlands Ranch for another 7, had a quick 2-year detour to Ventura, California, but then came back to Erie in 2013.
Awesome. So I'm also a resident of Colorado, lived in Highlands Ranch, so neighbors there for a little while. Hey, so we're interested in hearing people's story on how they got here today. I was eavesdropping on yours and Bill Block's conversation a little bit ago. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about the windy road here.
Sure. So my journey here to the Big Island this year is pretty unique. I did not qualify like most people do. I have raced here in the past. 12 years ago, it was my last race here. But I'm here this year to race for my very good friend Joe Vrablik. Joe lived in Erie as well, and Joe. So I should go back. I've been a USAT coach with D3 Multisport since 2003, and Joe was my very first athlete. Lived in Boulder, and Joe's heavy-set guy, at times over 350 pounds. Had just gotten into triathlon, had done a few sprints. Like, I want to get better, so worked with Joe for a little while, and of course, like a lot of triathletes, he gets the bug for Ironman. So even, he's probably close to 300 pounds, but finished Ironman Wisconsin, and just kept kind of going, doing one Ironman a year. And then at the end of 2011, Ironman announced the Legacy program. If you do 12 Ironmans, you get into a special lottery for Kona. And Joe said, I think it was the day they announced it, that's what I want to do. So that's the goal, right? So we set out a long-term plan. And in 2013, I believe, he did Ironman New Zealand, Ironman Boulder, Ironman Wisconsin. Yep. The next year, he did South Africa, Ironman South Africa, Ironman Boulder, Ironman Wisconsin. And we had a plan, like, he was smart. He never totally drained the tank. This was a long-term thing. So 2015, 2016, he does Ironman Wisconsin again. He ended up doing Wisconsin 10 times. And qualified for the Legacy program, I believe in 2016, or maybe 2015. But basically this year, or last November, he was accepted into Kona. So he was going to be racing Kona this year. It was going to be his year. We had worked so hard to get here. And Joe lived in Erie, and like I said, I've been in Erie for the past 5 years as well. And in those past 5 years, he and I had become a lot more than just coach and athlete. Our relationship had grown together, but specifically with my daughter was born, and he was helping us out, and we went to. So he also got married in 2016. We went to Disneyland together. I was a groomsman at his wedding. My daughter was the flower girl. So we'd really had this bond. I'd got my real estate license. I was helping he and his wife buy a new house.
You're close friends. I mean,
yeah, very close friends.
Way beyond just a coach athlete.
Right,
yeah, okay.
Right. I mean, I think we talked a lot about our goals and dreams and how to achieve them and difficulties in life. And if I had something hard in my life, I knew I could go to Joe and same thing. And then April 19th, I got a phone call from his wife that I'll never forget, and she picked up the phone. It was 7 o'clock, and I picked up the phone, and I just remember her words saying, Joe, my Joe is gone. And my mind completely switched off. It wasn't that I couldn't figure out, did I even know a Joe? Like, it didn't register, and then finally it did. And what had ended up happening is basically had a dissection of his heart, and he passed away in a couple minutes. And doctors said, even if it had been in the hospital with doctors there was nothing. There's nothing they could have done for him. So 39 years old, didn't even reach 40. And he'd been married for just 2 years. So on their 2-year wedding anniversary, his wife had to go into the mortuary to deal with things. Yeah. So
he earned his way here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And couldn't race it because of this? It's
Sure. Yeah. He 100% earned it, no doubt. And so, you know, the days afterwards, there was a part of me that just said, yeah, I can't let this, the Kona, I can't let that go unfulfilled. But it's not for me to say. And I knew that his wife and his family would want somebody to kind of step in, and I didn't want to suppose that would be me. I didn't, they might choose someone else. I don't know, but sure enough, the family asked, would I be willing to race Kona for him, and it wasn't. I feel like I didn't have a choice. It wasn't because of course I would. It was never for me. There wasn't an option not to, because I needed to see it through. Because I know how hard he worked, and I knew what it meant to him, and it meant a lot to me. And so, we got in touch with the folks at Ironman, and eventually they said, yeah, we'll definitely allow you to race in Joe's honor. So I found out in basically middle of June that I would be racing.
Time to train up.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, between 2003 and 2008, I did 12 or 13 Ironmans. I'd raced professionally in 07 and 08. Like I said, I've raced here before. I had great races here in Kona. So I know how to think my way through it. I'd kept up with cycling a whole bunch, but I hadn't swam a lap in probably 4 years. I hadn't run consistently in over 2 years. So those things were a little bit of a struggle, but I think as any endurance athlete to tell you who's been doing it for over 5, 10, 15 years, and I grew up a runner, once you bank that sort of fitness, it's not really hard to access it again. And plus, I'm not here to try and win the age group. I'm not here to try to set a personal record. I'm here to fulfill this journey that Joe started. And to that end, I've had a lot of help from Colorado folks. Joe was 6'3". He had a custom bike from Alchemy. I went into the great guys at Colorado Multisport, and we jammed that seat as far forward as we could. We slammed that stem. I got a 75 centimeter stem, and I'm going to be riding Joe's bike. Has his name on it. The guys. Yeah, the guys from Roca stepped up and gave me some gear, and the guys from Hoka, and there's been a lot of support, just because of, I think in Colorado a lot of people knew Joe. He stuck out. He was a big guy, but he was also always happy and always supportive of others. I know, like the years that he didn't race Boulder, he would go out and shoot the athletes out there, and people that he knew that he saw, he would happily give them photos. Just his love of the sport and what he did, and just to be able to fulfill that for him, it's going to be a very emotional day, and it's already, as you can tell, it's already been a very emotional week for me. So. Just going to go out there and give everything I got for Joe.
The empathy I feel for what you're going to go through, in terms of the emotions you're going to go through on Saturday,
right?
That is going to fuel you. And
yeah, I'll have
I'm having a hard time finding the word.
Yeah, no, so have I, and I'll have a little vial around a necklace with Joe's ashes, so he'll be with me, and it's as I've been training, I've talked with Joe, and he's been with me, and today it was my first full day on the island, and just swimming out there and talking with Joe, and the way I feel about it is that, like, he's not above looking down. He's he's with me, and he's seen it through my eyes, and we're seeing it from the same perspective. So swimming out here and beautiful, and just looking out at the back of the mountains and the ocean, and just saying to Joe, hey, isn't this a beautiful place? Isn't this amazing? So for me, managing the emotions is really going to be the hardest part of it. But on the other hand, there's going to be a lot of energy and a lot of fuel. And his wife is out here. My wife and 5-year-old daughter are out here. A lot of his friends are out here. And, of course, got a lot of support from everybody in Colorado. So, it's
looking forward to watching you and Joe race
on
Saturday. Absolutely.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate the support from everybody in Colorado. And just going to go out there and see how the day goes.
Yeah, everybody's behind you guys.
Thanks.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
AJ Johnson. That was great.
Thanks.